Welcome back. So on the 30th of April, news broke that the Court of Appeal had upheld the conviction of a certain Professor Peter Ogban, a professor who was jailed in 2021 for rigging a senatorial election for Senator Godswill Akpabio, who was the current Senate president. Now, Senator Godswill Akpabio ran in the 2019 elections, but according to details, he lost that particular election. But because Professor Ogban was convicted, and his conviction are now upheld by the Court of Appeal, people have been raising questions about the person who, he allegedly rigged the elections for. What should happen to that person? This morning, we're being joined by Mr. Anwar Rafsanjani, who is the Executive Director of CISLAC. It's good to see you, Mr. Rafsanjani. This conversation is a bit controversial now, isn't it? Because some people will argue that Professor Ogban is an individual in his right and, has the wherewithal to do either good or evil and must be held responsible for whatever it is that he or she does. Isn't that correct?
Absolutely. As someone that has officially been assigned to conduct a free, fair, and credible election, and he decided to betray the mandate given to him, definitely there must be consequences, and this is exactly what he has been facing. He has been, jailed, and the beneficiary of this rigging or this fraud cannot just simply be left out of it, so that we can be able to restore political dignity and integrity, as well as bring back confidence on the Nigerian people that if you do anything wrong, you must, no matter how long it has taken, you must face the consequences. In many other countries in the world, it doesn't matter how long you have committed the crime, as long as it has been confirmed that you have actually been involved or you are beneficiary of it, you must face the music. And therefore, this case is not also different. And the most important thing is that you cannot really be a leader with this serious moral deficit, with this serious fraud allegation that you benefited. And therefore, if you remain where you are, you will be sending a wrong message to the Nigerian people, especially the young people who have now been, unfortunately, learning only bad lessons from leaders in this country, because they are not seeing the positive, lessons. So they assume that the bad thing, the fraud, the corruption, the mismanagement, the looting, the criminality that the political elite are doing in the country, many young people, they think that is the way out. So we must restore the order. We must change this scenario so that our country can at least once change for positive, so that the young generation will not be thinking that the only way you can be prominent is when you are involved in criminality, in fraud, in corruption, in looting, in political violence, and all those negative things. We need to.
But Mr. Rafsanjani, just sorry to interrupt you. Doesn't the premise need to be correct? Because from what we understand, you say Senator Akpabio was a beneficiary. From what we understand, he lost that elections. If he eventually won, maybe he went to court. But as declared by INEC, he was said to have lost the election. So how is he a beneficiary?
Yeah, since he lost the election and the electoral officer still went ahead to impose him on the electorate in that constituency, in that senatorial district, that is why we are saying he is the beneficiary of this fraud. Had he been when INEC declared that the man did not win, because if you remember, the commissioner of INEC, in person of Mr. Igini, he had actually stood firm to ensure that justice is done. And that is the credit that we are giving him, or Nigerians are giving him, because he is not one of those INEC official, INEC commissioners that have collected bribe just to undermine the electoral integrity in that election. That is why we need people of integrity in public offices who will not join collecting this bribe to undermine the collective interests of the Nigerian people. If we have such people in our electoral system, I can assure you that Nigerians will have more confidence to even come out on board and to contribute to the political development in this country. But a situation whereby you lose election, but because you have dirty money, you have the security, you have the INEC, in some instances, you have the court to now collect that mandate of someone who won the election and then award you that victory. We need to change that mentality.
Mr. Rafsanjani, what precisely are we asking for? What are the CSOs asking for?
The CSO are saying that given this, electoral fraud that has happened, the person who had benefited from it, who had been wrongly declared, he cannot now preside under number 3 in the nation, because he will be sending a wrong signal that the only way you can attain leadership position is to commit electoral fraud, is to commit, or undermine the electoral law that we have. So therefore, he does not.
Mr. Rafsanjani, I'm afraid we're totally out of time. I wish we had a little more time to discuss this, but we're totally out of time. I think that the point has been made, but certainly we'll, create time to delve into this matter a bit more. Thank you so much for your interventions on this issue. Mr. Anwar Rafsanjani is the Executive Director of CISLAC.
Thank you very much.